Do you ever feel like you do really well with eating healthy until something outside of your control happens? Like when you have to go out to eat for your friend's birthday or have a lunch meeting, or when you go home for the holidays and there's lots of sweets around or foods that you just don't eat normally. Or you have to travel for work so your normal routine is thrown off, or you're really stressed or bored and find yourself snacking. So first off, these are all completely normal things to experience. They are things that we encounter on a daily basis, weekly basis. But the problem is many people feel a lot of guilt or a lot of shame around eating in a specific way when these things happen to them or when they're encountered in their life. And then they try to fix it by continuing to label that food as off limits or avoiding it as much as they can. But anytime that you have foods that are off limits or good or bad, it can really cause an intense feeling of deprivation, cravings, make you hyper aware, hypersensitive, and hyper-focused on that food choice. It then also becomes even more challenging for you to choose nourishing foods for your physical body, and you're kind of starting to get in this constant start and stop cycle that takes you further away from forming healthy eating habits that work for your daily life. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how mindful eating can really help you navigate these types of situations. It can help you make food choices that align with what you truly want and what you truly need. And also you're going to learn how to enjoy all foods without feeling out of control or guilty when you do enjoy them. Hey, I'm Mikkel Kuinga, registered dietitian, founder of Nutrition Stripped, and creator of the Method membership. And I'm really happy that you're here. I help you eat more plant-based, whole foods on a daily basis in an easy, mindful, and enjoyable way. A key part of my philosophy of nutrition and what I teach inside my programs and Method membership is practicing mindful eating and also mindful living. Mindful eating is all about slowing down, bringing more awareness to what you're eating, also how you're feeling before, how you're feeling during and after your mealtime. This practice helps you navigate all of those other factors that influence our food choices. So for example, from emotions like stress or anxiety or boredom, grief, to environmental cues like snacks sitting out on a table in our office break room or out to eat at dinner. Learning how to slow down, check in with yourself, with your wants, your needs, your hunger, is the best way that you can align your actions with the choices that you want to make. And when you do that, you can stop stressing out about food choices and you can enjoy those foods that you're eating more often. So let me walk you through some of the mindful eating principles and how they can support you in improving your food choices and your relationship with food. One principle of mindful eating is to slow down and enjoy your meals without the distraction. Now, I know it sounds super simple, but trust me, this is something so many people don't do because we're just so used to being in front of our screens or on the go, having our phone, having Instagram pulled up, whether it's on the go breakfast or even you're running out of the door or you're having a fast lunch at your desk in front of your computer. Everything seems to have been sped up. So when eating mindfully, it's really important to slow down your literal pace of eating. Take a pause, take a deep breath in between bites, fully chew and swallow before you take the next bite. By slowing down the process of eating, it really allows you to also be present in the moment and truly assess, am I still hungry or am I just mindlessly eating right now? This practice also allows you to really focus in on your food. You enjoy it, you truly experience it. When you do these things, you're able to be more consciously aware of this experience of your food, the way it tastes, the way it feels, the way it looks, it smells, the way it might even sizzle or sound. When you have this awareness around your meals, and you can much better listen to what your body needs and what your body wants. It's such a great practice. Which brings me to the second principle, which is using your hunger cues and your satiety cues to know when to start and when to stop eating. Now, your hunger cues are your body's way of telling you that it needs energy. When eating mindfully, we just want to ensure that our hunger cues are guiding our actions, are guiding our eating behaviors, rather than situational or environmental cues guiding our behaviors. It's also really important to listen to both the hunger and satiety, or your fullness cues, when determining when to eat. Instead of eating on a strict, rigid schedule, mindful eating just means that you're recognizing when your unique body that day says that you're hungry or you're full, and eating accordingly into that response. And truly utilizing hunger and satiety cues will also give you the power and confidence to determine the non-hunger triggers of your eating behaviors so that you can really start to understand your relationship with food better. Now, if you've ever struggled with over or under eating when you're bored, you're stressed, or any other feeling or any other emotion, this skill can help you navigate those emotions so much better and better recognize when you're truly hungry or not. One of my members of my program, the Method membership, was struggling with this, and I remember she was in the middle of a really busy spring semester of law school, and she was really stressed out. She communicated that with us in our community, and she was feeling really out of her normal routine because she had an extra demanding schedule. So she used this practice that I teach inside of the program to measure her hunger levels, and she realized that by the time she got home around 6 p.m., she had only eaten a protein bar on most of the days. She was just fueling on adrenaline. So she started to focus so much more about checking in with her hunger signals throughout the day, even setting reminders on her phone to do so. So it would just guide her to make better food choices throughout the day. It would give her a nice little reminder. And also then she would have that energy that she needed throughout the day to do her work. The next principle is eating foods that are both nourishing your body and also satisfying to you. And this is such an important balance between nourishing yourself with the foods that are really nutrient dense, ensuring that you're giving your physical body all of the nutrients it needs to function properly is super essential. But if you followed me for some time now, then you've always heard me say, since day one, that food is far more than physical nourishment on a cellular level. Food is about connection, pleasure, fun, experience, collaboration, culture, artistic expression, especially with cooking. And your likes and your dislikes should guide your food choices and your eating habits every single day. So eating food that you actually enjoy is being mindful. When you give yourself permission to enjoy your favorite foods, even if they aren't necessarily providing you with the best nutrient profile, you're still creating a positive experience and a positive relationship with food, which is so important, and it can support all of your future food choices. Now, most people don't do this because they feel that in order to eat healthfully, it means that they can't eat anything that's not nutrient dense. But as I mentioned earlier in this video, as soon as you start to label something off limits or good or bad, you become hypersensitive and hyper aware to it. So it can become more beneficial to learn how to enjoy foods in a mindful and intentional way to avoid that. Let me share an example of this from one of my members. She loves chocolate, and she had tried to avoid it for such a long time, knowing that whenever there was something chocolate around, chocolate cake, chocolate bar, she tended to overeat it. So instead, she gave herself permission to eat chocolate, and she created a really positive experience with this whole chocolate process by finding high quality chocolate that was super rich. It was really truly satisfying to her. So now, rather than going for any chocolate sweets she sees, she knows that her favorite chocolate bar is waiting for her at home if she wants to eat it. And of course, she's still nourishing herself well with the foundational 5 and all of her regular proteins, healthy fats, fruits, vegetables, legumes. Find foods that are nutrient dense that you enjoy, and also don't feel guilty for enjoying foods that you like that might not be as nutritious or nutrient dense as other foods. All of these foods have a place in your life. The last principle I use with mindful eating is to reflect on your food choices. I say this all the time, but perfect does not exist, especially with your health. Even those that have been practicing mindful eating for years may eat mindlessly here and there, and that's okay. I do that sometimes. That's to be expected. You are human. The goal here is to recognize that when it happens, acknowledge how you feel. If you aren't eating mindfully and you're following your hunger cues, then why are you eating? Maybe it's out of stress or anxiety or boredom or happiness, or maybe you're just being too rigid with your eating habits. Whatever the scenario is, learning to be really aware, reflect on these situations such as these will really help you understand yourself even further. When you can do that, you can begin shifting food choices to the things that align with what you truly want and also what your body truly needs. So if you've been struggling with your food choices, or if you've been struggling with mindful eating can absolutely help you navigate those situations so that you can feel more at ease and more aligned with what you eat on a daily basis. So, do you think you can put one of these into your practice at the next mealtime? Let me know which one that you're excited to try first. For even more tips on how to improve your food choices, download my free guide where I'll share several other tips that will make healthy eating easier for you to stick with on a daily basis. If you're curious about mindful eating, be sure to hit the bell and get notifications when I share new videos just like this every single week. Also check out a couple of the videos I linked here for you that can support you further with this right now. I hope you have a beautiful day, and remember, health is a daily practice.